living room to know that you have seen a commercial or infomercial like Feed the Children where they're asking for your money to send to other countries to sponsor them, whether it be for school, education, or food. I had always wondered how much of this money actually went to the people and how much went into somebody's pocket over here in America. It wasn't until I went to a concert, a Christian concert, and they had a Compassion International booth there, that I found out that 87% of this money, at least in this organization, actually went to the children, which is astounding. The idea of sponsoring a child weighed really heavy on my heart, and me and my husband talked about it during the concert, and we decided to sponsor Gladys from Kenya. The minute that we signed the papers, there was just a special bond. All we could do is smile. Today I'm going to share with you why it's wrong for Gladys to live in an area with difficulties such as AIDS, a poor education, and not enough food. The first reason that Kenya is not a good place to live is because of the high rate of AIDS. Kenya is one of the harshest countries to live in. According to AVERT, an international HIV and AIDS charity based in the UK, nearly 1.5 million people are suffering from AIDS, and over 1 million children are parentless due to AIDS. Over 80,000 people in 2009 alone died from AIDS. And this is a huge problem because many people can't access treatments or prevention information, such as homosexuals, because homosexuality is considered illegal. So this only makes it worse that homosexuals can't get the information and the prevention that they need, and this epidemic keeps spreading. Women's rate is almost double as high as men's rate of AIDS. This is because of the sex crimes and the violent acts towards women that gives them these diseases. So not only is AIDS an issue in Kenya, but also is a good quality education. In the U.S., an education is a requirement. We as Americans are given a quality education, while many people don't know what school is like at all. It might come as a surprise that 85% of Kenyans are literate. They can read, they can write, according to Concern Worldwide US Incorporated. They can earn degrees. However, many of these degrees are useless. They can't even help them change their living conditions. So what can they do with this school? Nothing, other than read and write, which is great, but it's not a good quality education, if you would agree with me. Even girls are able to go to school, and so it's easy to come by an education. However, unemployment is still at 40%, and that's compared to our 8% here in Kentucky, so that's a huge difference. Not to mention 50% of their population is impoverished. Not being able to put food on your family's table is something many Americans can't imagine. But in Kenya, that's something that happens often when their crops fail. 3/4 of Kenyans grow their own crops. So when their crops fail, they starve. According to the European Commission Humanitarian Aid, failing crops actually happens quite often. And this is because of Kenya's unpredictable climate. Droughts happen very often, and they happen in the semi-arid areas, and these areas cover 80% of the entire country, which means 80% of the country often goes through droughts. And these droughts affect their food that they're able to put on their table. And from drought to drought, they are not even able to recover from the last drought. So if you can't recover with your failing crops from one drought to the next, how can you expect to have food on your table? So in conclusion, I'd like to say that Kenya is not one of the top places I'd like to live. And the living conditions there are just wrong for people to have to deal with AIDS and a poor education and not being able to put food on the table. Imagine if Gladys was your sister or a family friend. How would you feel? Not being able to eat, or not getting a good education, or So how would you feel? And it's not right for anybody to go through that.